More than two-thirds of our planet is ocean, and yet less than 5% of that area has been explored. That's why what you're about to hear has become one of the great mysteries of the deep. It began in 1991 when a deep-water hydrophone like this first detected a sound emanating from 5,000 miles away, someplace in the Pacific Ocean, roughly halfway between Australia and South America. Let's listen to it again. The whoop, whoop sound ascends at the end. That's why it's known as the upsweep. Now, the ocean is a noisy place. There's man-made machines, geological events like volcanoes and glaciers, and the sea life is much noisier than previously believed. With so much left to be discovered down there, journalist Alexis Brooks suggests the upsweep may be caused by some unknown sea beast.
There are many creatures that roam the sea that people felt were, in fact, myth until they were actually discovered. For instance, the giant squid. It is now known that it exists.
One thing is certain, the source of the upsweep has to be massive. So let's consider this candidate, the massive prehistoric shark known as the megalodon.
It's been established that the megalodon actually did exist, albeit 2.5 million years ago, with estimates of its length being in excess of 60 feet and weight upwards of 50 tons. However, there are people who feel that the megalodon still exists.
Could this recent photo be proof the megalodon is still alive? It shows a huge mako shark found by a fisherman off the coast of Australia, bitten in half.
You have to take a deep breath and say, what on God's green earth severed the shark? How big could that have been?
So the famous megalodon is one interesting potential source of the upsweep, but there are plenty of other theories about that strange sound. For answers, we turn first to our expert on ocean life. Marine biologist Dr. Shay Conger starts by tackling the megalodon theory.
It's unlikely that megalodons are still in our oceans because of the fact that shark teeth are continually shed through the animal's life. There's never been a current specimen of a megalodon tooth that's ever been found.
And as for that chewed up mako shark,
if this were attacked by a megalodon, it likely could have been swallowed completely whole. Instead, what you see are several very large semicircular bite marks, including some teeth rakes. What this tells me is that this animal suffered a number of bite wounds.
likely during a feeding frenzy by other sharks. But something is making that sound, and if it's not the megalodon, what is it? Audio expert Dr. Ben Gottesman is struck by the sound's intensity, focusing on the stunning fact that it was first detected at a distance of 5,000 miles.
That's what makes me think it's some very large, very intense seismic sound.
So let's listen to the sound of an underwater volcano. Note that it trails off at the end. Now the upsweep. Again, the signature ascension. This doesn't match anything seismic. So what about a man-made source, like the machinery used for offshore oil drilling?
Pile drivers or different machines in the ocean have a more mechanically spaced, more stereotypical impulsive sound. That's not what we see here.
Because the upsweep varies, Conger says it's likely the sound was made by an animal, but with a catch.
The upsweep is a sound that we have as yet attributed to any species of marine mammal. The upsweep doesn't currently match any of these profiles.
Humpback whale sounds can travel thousands of miles, just like the upsweep. But again, none match its acoustic profile. So you see why it's remained a mystery for so long. Every possible explanation doesn't quite fit. But we agree with Dr. Conger. Our verdict? A very large, unidentified marine mammal. Not the megalodon, but something we don't even have a name for yet.